What's up, everybody? Today I have Damian back on the channel for the UFC Card Collab episode 3. Some of the topics we discussed today were what we want Topps to potentially do differently than Panini. We discuss our UFC 295 card purchases and how the flip results went. And we also debate whether it's better to wait for the next print year to buy rookies. As always, I hope y'all enjoy this video. Everybody, I have the mighty Damian from UFC Card Talk here to have another have another great UFC card collab. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by.
No, this is as we mentioned last time, this is something we want to do on a regular basis, and I'm always excited to talk to you about UFC cards. So not a lot going on, but I'm ready to get this out for the people.
Yes, sir. Get this out to the fandom.
The masses.
All right. The masses. All right, so the first topic I wanted to talk about, I think this is a fun one, and people in the comments, please write your suggestions as well in the comments. So, Damian, we know we're getting Topps. It's pretty much all but confirmed at this point. What would you want Topps to do differently than Panini? And I'll just leave it open-ended like that, and you let me know what you want them to change with their releases.
So there would obviously be a few things, but to keep it short and sweet, the one thing that I'm very passionate about, and it wouldn't matter which company it is, obviously, yeah, more likely Topps. Who knows? Maybe Upper Deck come in the race right at the last minute and snag the
That'd be fun.
But whoever takes the license, there's one thing I want them to do differently. Not only from what Panini have done, but also from what Topps even did back in the day with the majority of their relics. I really like the idea of relics, whether it's a canvas, whether it's a shirt, whether it's a glove, whether it's shorts, whether it's a hat, whatever it is. I would love to see whoever it is moving forward with the UFC license. I want to see probably less relics, to be honest, like make them a little bit more rare, but then also put the effort into making these relics very specific. So, you know, it's a shirt relic of Sugar Sean O'Malley. You turn it over, and on the backside it says, "This is a certified relic from blah, blah, blah for Sean O'Malley when he was at the weigh-ins for UFC 305.
Yeah, very specific.
This is a short relic from his fight at whenever. Like, I want my relic to be very specific so I know what moment it came from. And I think not only myself as a collector, but I think that would be very special for anyone who's collecting UFC cards moving forward, would be to know that piece of material in that card, that, as I said, they can make them more rare if they want, which I think is even a better idea to begin with, instead of just mass producing them, putting them out in mass numbers and not having them specific at all, just saying, oh, this is a fighter worn relic from no event or no fight. It's like, oh, okay, well, what is this then? Like, you don't even know. Like, it just ruins it for me. So that would be the one thing that I would want, is actual specific relics. No matter what the relic is, just make it specific what it is. So when I held that card in my hand, I know that I'm holding on to an actual relic of some sort.
Yeah, man, love it. I actually didn't think about that, but I 100% agree. The ones that I do really like are the canvas ones. I think that's super fun because it's so specific to the sport. Yeah, exactly. Like no other sport has that. So I really like the canvas ones, and like you're saying, they tell you exactly what event that was from, and I think has been a great addition. And you know, they've done that in the years past, but I really like that at least they're specific with their relics in that instance. And I got a laundry list of things, man, but I'll go through.
What do we got?
I'll go through
what's number one?
Number one was the photos that they're choosing and the duplication of images. That makes me so mad, man, because for me, collecting, one of the main reason I got into it was because of the art. Like, I love art. I love digital art. I love photography, and it's a way for me to kind of collect sports memorabilia, and it's also a way for me to collect art. Like, I look at these as just that. So for them to be duplicating images, to me, is like the biggest sin you can do. And there are instances that I saw where Topps also did that, but Panini is on another level with the laziness of not getting better shots. So that's my number one, grind my gears. Number two, I want less products, man. I think, what do we get per year? Like 8, like 7? What would
I
your guess
think with
be?
Panini, with Panini, the last 2 years, I think it's been around four or five. The first year Panini was just three, I think,
No,
and
because we
then
got the
we
undercard, we got
no,
the
yeah, this year,
H2.
yeah, this year they've gone wild with it, of course. But I think because the first year we had Prism, Select, Chronicles,
Yep,
Immaculate, so we had
that's
four products
perfect.
first
That's
year.
perfect.
Last year we had Prism, Select, Donruss,
No,
Chronicles,
they had an Asia box the
Optic.
first year too. So this was five.
Oh, yeah, that's just I don't know. As I said, if you want to start throwing that in there, but as you said, that's no different from like the undercard and the H2 stuff, which I really
Yeah.
hate, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
man. I want like four. I want Topps to just do like four big releases, right? And you can pick whatever you want. You could have Finest, Chrome, blah 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 blah. Just four, like each quarter, a big one. Let that get out there. Let the masses digest that. I think that's going to keep the print runs down and keep people more excited for the releases because we get so many now that it's like honestly, like with the undercard stuff, I was like, we literally just got a product like 3 weeks ago and you're already giving me another one. Like that's kind of, I don't know, to me I don't really like that much.
what do you think though? Because I know like this is a bit of a hot topic as well at the moment. What do you think? Say it's Tops, say through
Huh?
Fanatics, it's Tops. What do you think they do? Do you think they're gonna,
Oh,
stay true?
dude.
They're gonna stay
Yeah.
true to the collector and keep it at three, four products, or do you think they're gonna just print to the moon, like continue the trend?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? Because like part of me, obviously I want them to focus on products, make good quality cards, good quality sets, and then do that release less often per year. Now, do they want to just make more money? They probably do. So you're probably right. They're probably just going to continue in the, like 6 to 8 range or whatever the amount of products that Panini is releasing. But in my dream world, they do once a quarter, a big release. They get the checklist out on time. They have good photography, and those are my main big ones.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm with you 100% on both of those for sure.
All right, so next we got the UFC 295 card pick results. So last time we had our like buys that we were either going to try and flip or PC, and the kind of the experiment was to see if we bought these cards, what would they be after the event? And now I'm gonna go first because mine completely derailed. I got a John Jones. Obviously, he didn't fight at 295, so the experiment is pretty much bunk. I looked, I couldn't really find any new comps, so pretty much a wash in my experiment. But you have a guy that also won, so let's hear what your scenario turned out.
Well, but before we divert too much from yourself, Zach, I did the favor for you, and I actually checked the comps that I could find for
Oh,
your
nice.
2011 finest X refractor for John Jones, and I've got some little stats here for you. I'm going to check my notebook because I wrote them down before.
Card ladder coming in the
Card
clutch
ladder
right
coming in
here.
hot. There actually has not been any recent sales of yours, and including your, because I remember you said you picked yours up um, on the cheaper because it was mislabeled as just a normal refractor. So for
Mhm.
the actual X refractor sales, I couldn't find anything actually since March 2022. But back in March
Wow, that's
11th,
insane.
how much do you think your card was selling for back in March 2022 for the John
22,
Jones X refractor?
dude, I'd say maybe 40.
So there were two comps, two raw comps. There was also a graded comp. I think it was an SGC 8 that was about $30 or something ridiculous. Two raw
Oh
comps,
man.
March 11th, $22, and March 6th was $19.50.
So hey, so
So
whoever sold it, that was a good sale.
yeah, yeah. So but what did you pay for yours? 20 something?
25.
Yeah, right.
So
So if you include
that's about what it
if
was.
yeah, yeah. But with inflation, maybe you're on the loss a little bit. But yeah, we can go to mine. So yes, I did pick up the 2023 Red Prism for the new light heavyweight champion, Alex Cortan Pereira. It was in a PSA 9 slab. I picked it up for $21.50 at auction. But this is where we're going to get technical with this because this is a pet peeve of mine. I do listen to some other sports card content, not only within the UFC world, but other people talking about in other sports, picking up buys, selling, blah, blah, blah. So the card itself was $21.50. There was a $5.50 postage fee. So we are now up to $28. On top of that, there was tax. I think I paid just under $30 for the card. Ship My Cards, which is a service I use, they have a $3 fee every time I have a card coming into my inventory. So I was into that card for $33 altogether. I put it out as a buy it now, probably a month leading into the event. Just after I bought it, I put it straight out. I sat it at a buy it now for $49 or best offer. Had absolutely heard nothing the whole time, even fight week, nothing, no offers, nothing. I actually thought about changing. I thought about changing the listing to see if I could change it to like a 24-hour auction, and just for the experiment, just for the content's sake, I was going to start an auction at 99 cents, see what the card ended at. I actually couldn't do that in my eBay settings for some reason, so left it as it was. After the fight night, I had a best offer received for $30. Only one offer. I originally thought, should I check out, like maybe, you know, it was listed at $49 or OBO. So should I try and like get a little bit more out of this potential buyer? Maybe, you know, counter with 35 to help me cover some extra money, because I was selling at my cost, which is all part of it. And then, as I said, this is all part of the fun and games. But so I checked some recent comps, and there was actually 2 sales at auction for that exact same card, ending just a few hours before, and one was at $19.80 and another one was at like $17.50 or something. So as it was actually a really fair offer for what I was offered for. So I accepted the offer at $30 plus a shipping fee. And after, you know, eBay fees and everything, I ended up pocketing $29 before postage costs, so minus postage costs. So I was out of pocket for that card, $22. So it was actually $8 loss. So this is where it gets really technical, guys. And if you hear people say, oh, I bought a card, you know, I can say technically I bought a card for $21.50 and I sold it for $30. That sounds like I'm getting an $8.50 win, where I'm actually not. So I lost out on that card about $7 or $8. As I said, just an experiment. I didn't want to hold on to that card. I'm not an Alex Pereira collector or anything, and I didn't want to hold on to that card when he fights again next year for some reason, just in hopes to make some more money. So that's where it was all part of the reason why I sold that card, knowing that I was selling it at a loss. But I'll just roll that into something else now, which we can get into later on in the show.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so both of us with the big thumbs down.
Yeah.
And man, flipping is hard. We've talked about this before. Now, personally, I'm not a huge like flip guy. I kind of just buy the cards I want to keep long term. But when I have done that, it's difficult. So everybody out there, kind of be wary of trying to flip. So perfect segue into this, where we got UFC 296 coming up next month. Who are you picking to get you know, $30 or less? What's your pick? What's your card?
So for this month's pay-per-view buy, I have chosen the guy who honestly probably most excited for this fight on the fight card. There's some good fights. Obviously, we've got, you know, Colby and Leon at the top. We also have Ian Gary and Vicente Luque. We also have Stephen Wonderboy and Shavkat in there, which is
what a great card.
Crazy. But I was looking for the best value for my money for this card. And the guy, as I said, super excited for this fight. And I absolutely cannot stand Paddy Pimblett for some reason. Don't know why. But anyway, it made it an easy.
A lot of people are with you on that.
Made it an easy choice. So I went with my guy, El Kukui, Tony Ferguson, and I did pick up. You're going to put it up on the screen somewhere here, I'm sure. I picked up.
I'll put it on top of my face.
2012 Bloodlines with the flag parallel. They are numbered to 188. It's actually a really cool looking card, as you guys will be seeing right now. And I picked that card up at auction for $8 plus postage fee. So into that card for about $12.50. Super happy with that card. Super happy with that pickup. Same thing. I do like this card. Happy to hold it if I need to for whatever happens with this event. But I will be listing that as a buy it now, leading into fight week. holding it after the event, see what happens, and obviously we'll keep you guys updated on the next episode how that card goes.
Oh
What
yeah,
about you,
hopefully
Zach? What,
hopefully we get some wins and when we're not getting the red buzzer.
I know
Um
you got your boy Leon coming up, so what do you got?
oh yeah, baby. I think Leon's gonna absolutely starch Colby. I do think it ends in a knockout. I think we're really gonna see the difference in stand-up skill when these two fight. Um, you sent me spoiler alert, that video is coming out next week. You sent me a really awesome, fun Leon Edwards of 25. And I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to start my rainbow. So I kind of cheated and I picked up not one, but two cards this week. I'm still way under budget. I got the green of 88 and the blue of 75. Again, this is one that I'm just going to keep. I'm going to put in my Leon Edwards PC in my binder. And I am interested, the kind of the experiment I'm running here is I'm interested if these cards get sold at all, whether he wins or loses. I honestly don't know if we're going to get any comps on Leon if he wins, which is crazy because he's pretty high on the pound for pound list. And if he beats Colby, he'll have beat Usman twice and Colby, who, we can debate whether he should be getting the title shot or not. But those are three really good wins. And you would think he'd have a lot of liquidity and a lot of sales volume. So I'm kind of interested to see if these even get any comps at all.
Yeah, no, I think as you said, like Leon, and I know you've been collecting Leon for a good amount of time now, but Leon's one of those guys, as good as his record is, he's obviously champion now. He has a long win streak in the welterweight division. As you said, he's beaten like every guy, had to beat every guy to the top as well. Didn't have an easy come up to the title. He's beat Kamaru Usman twice now. This fight with Colby, hopefully it's the turn of the page for him. And after this fight, depending on how it ends, as you said, if he gets a knockout of Colby, then I think that'll be massive for him in his career. So hopefully it can be the turn of the page for him, because leading up to now, he's just one of those guys, like a bit like Kamaru as well. Like he just for his accolades, he just doesn't seem to get much hobby love. So be interesting to see actually what happens with his card pricing after the event.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that event, and you're 100%. I'm with you. I think that the Usman head kick, kind of like, cause dude, for so long it was nothing but it was basically like Aljo. People literally hated him for some reason, and it was such an odd thing with the fans. Like he didn't necessarily do anything like wrong personality wise or anything. It was just like people did not like him, and with the head kick, it seemed like it was kind of shifting. With the second Usman win, it seems like it's even shifting more. And I think when and if he beats Colby, I think it's going to continue to kind of trend upwards. That's my guess. Who knows what's going to happen, but I'm hoping we get some more hobby love for Leon in the community. And if you're in for some steals, you can get some great cards of his for really cheap. So it's kind of an interesting time to buy in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said, I'd like it'd be interesting. Obviously, we don't have our crystal ball this week. I know we had it last time, but you dropped it, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean it's getting repaired right now. It's kind of cracked down the middle, but we'll get it figured out for next time.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, like, because who knows? Like, who knows what's going to happen with it? He could have amazing win and nothing happens. Like, we don't know. It's going to have to be
the rumor of him going up to 185. Like, that's a total possibility, man. It could be,
yeah, and
could be crazy. All right, so next up we got the boom or bust segment. All right, so the boom or bust is basically you buy in either to a card or to a product, and you see how the flip works. Does it work out? Does it boom, or is it a negative like it was with some of our UFC 295 cards? And is it a bust? So Damian, what do you got for us?
Well, as per usual, I'm busting all over the place here. But, I've got a bust this time around. As some of you might have seen in one of my recent videos, I did have a quite a big, well, I thought it was a big PSA order. It was like 19 cards. A part of that order was a good lot of Habibs, and most of those, other than one, I got smashed on. I had a 2014 Bloodlines Habib die cut. Wasn't numbered or anything, but that one got a PSA 7. So I was a little bit. I don't have it in. I did, like some people suggesting, I'll crack it out and sell. I don't know if I don't have that in me, to be honest.
I'm with you, man.
I just thought, like, it's a lesson learned. Like, this is my bad. So, you sort of take the L's as you go and hopefully move on. I end up listing that card as a PSA 7, and literally within 24 hours, surprisingly, I listed it at $33 or OBO. I was into that card for $48.50 or something. So I was already listing it at an L, but who's going to want to pay $50 for a PSA 7 of an unnumbered card? No one, as I expected. So I listed at $33 OBO. As I said, within 24 hours, I had 2 offers.
That's
Woke up the
awesome.
next day, 2 offers. Best offer, one at $21 and another one at $23. Naturally, I ummed and ahed about the one that was the best offer at $23. As it was, that was actually a repeated buyer for me on my eBay. A guy all the way in the Netherlands
Cool,
buying
man.
a second card from me. So I just figured, hey, he's a repeated buyer. Obviously, want to look after him as much as I can. So I didn't even counter. I just said, listen, I'll accept your offer. It's going to take a little while to get to you because this card is in the States. Obviously, it would have been much quicker if I had it here in hand, but it was still in my ship my card inventory. So I just sent him a message. I'll accept your offer, but it's going to take a couple of weeks to get to you. And he was all good with
Yeah.
it and paid. So got it, as I said, got it sold. Technically got $23 for a card that I was into for $48.50. That's an L, but it's also, I thought it was a win to sell to a repeated customer. So hopefully he's happy, and yeah, move on to the next one. What do you got?
Oh, that's awesome, man. Definitely, if you guys are not saving buyers on eBay, that's a great way to just save somebody's account and then go back to there and look at whatever inventory they have. So shout out to that guy for, saving your account and you hooking them up. That's really sweet. Um, I actually have a product that we bought. It was the premium box set from 2023. And surprisingly, this was a boom. So it was a Dutch auction, so it starts out at a certain price. Every 5 minutes, it drops down. We ended up buying in for $600, which is a big buy-in, but this set has every single card, 200 card set of 99. And it came with one auto that was of 17 or less with an 8-card or an 8-person checklist that was very good. So I was kind of coming into this with the idea that we can sell, the rookies, and we should be green, and we still have a ton of cards to move. And we did just that, man. It actually worked out perfectly. We sold Bo, we sold Hasbullah, we sold the Brock Lesnar auto that we got, which was a really nice auto, and we sold Aaron Blanchfield, and we were green from then on, which is
Nice.
insane. We still have like 150 cards to sell. Eric hasn't been listing any. Eric, if you're watching this, get to listing, dude. But I thought that was a really
It's
cool
too busy buying
instance.
MLB cards.
Yeah, right. I thought it was a really cool instance of it actually working out because as you know, like it really doesn't work out that much. But
Mm.
really a fun experiment there. And I do think there is some value with the Dutch auctions, which may be going away. I don't know if Topps does those often, but if you can get in at the right price point, I think there is some value to be had on those products because they have more guarantees, which, when you're buying hobbies, your only guarantee is one auto, but with those, you're getting guaranteed rarity, which is really unique and I think has some value there.
Yeah, so I'd be interested to know, have you graded any cards from that set as well? Like, how did
The
they go, like,
premium,
grade
yeah,
wise? Yeah.
we graded two. We got a 9, and then the Connor got a 10. So Uh, yeah, I mean, they looked pretty clean. I looked at some other ones, and the design is so unique. I couldn't tell if it was print lines or if it was was the like Pandora design. So in that sense, it was kind of hard to determine like should we send these, should we not? But yeah, it's a 50% gem rate on the 2 cards that we've sent in. So that's not. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. And
We
so you've still got a couple of big names, like obviously you were saying about how you sold the Bo, the Aaron, you sold the
mhm.
Lesnar, and you're in the green now. Have you got any of the like bigger rookies still left, or?
Yeah, we've got. I wanted to keep a bunch of them. We got Jack Della, we got Pereira, I got Tatsuro, I got Renat. So there was still honestly like there's a ton of cards left, and we probably we probably need to start listing more of those so we can get some more funds for when Top starts releasing more products. But definitely an
Yeah.
interesting experiment in that sense, and one of a rare boom for us over here at the box alarm.
Yeah. Yeah, got to celebrate the wins when we get them.
Yeah,
That's for
man, because
sure.
you definitely got to celebrate when you get them. Okay, Damian. So the next segment, the agree or disagree. Up here, amazing graphic that I that I made this weekend. So last
I'm
time we
impressed.
had last time we had a disagree. So this time the statement is, unless the rookie is cheap, you should wait until the next year's release to invest in speculative rookies. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
This was an easy one for me. I completely agree. And it's just for like there's not too much to think about here other than like it's very normal for rookies within their first year. Obviously, when the product gets released, people go crazy, especially for the rookies. You get the highest pricing you're going to see upon product release, and then over for the next probably month or so until the next product comes out. But the highest rookies, for example, this year we have Bo Nickel, Alex Polton. We also have Aaron Blanchfield. These guys, you either believe in them or you don't. So, as I said, you want to stay away from paying absolute maximum value. And what that also does is if you want to wait till 2024 to pick up some of these guys' cards, which if you believe in them, you should be waiting to then anyway, because you're only going to be getting their cards not only are the cards going to be cheaper, but it also gives them a few, maybe one or two performances, maximum 3 fights over that next 12 months. And you're going to see how they perform. I don't think that their stock rises extremely to the, like, say, for example, even like I did some research on this. Bo Nickel, for example, I picked him just because he is the biggest rookie from this
Yeah.
year. I checked out his sales. So I just picked the most basic sort of card that I thought was relevant, which is his rookie silver prism from 2023 prism. It was selling. Let me just check my notes again here.
Yep.
It was selling back in April and May. It fluctuated between $30 to $100 that was just a raw version.
That's huge.
Then in August we saw a PSA 10 come out for $210. Now, if you want to look at that, what that rookie card is worth, that silver prism, it is around the $30 mark in November for a raw silver prism. The PSA 10, only about $190, so lost a little bit, not much, somewhere around the same. I know the sort of market conditions have worsened since then, but I think you got to take that into account with someone like a Bo Nickel. So you either, as I said, you either believe in Bo Nickel or you don't. So I don't think there's any harm really in waiting till the next year to pick up that rookie product from the year before, just because it gives that extra time for not only for the card pricing to fluctuate because of new product, new hype, but it also gives a few performances for that rookie to go out and maybe they get 3 wins. I don't think, if you look at the initial hype, what the pricing is, I don't think you're really going to be paying that much more in 12 months time anyway. It only really gives room for that card to decrease a little bit in value, or the fighter loses, and then that rookie's lost all the hype. And as I said, you either still believe in that rookie or not. So then you're going to be doing yourself an even bigger favor and picking up that rookie who everyone else has like dropped like a hot scone because he lost. You're
I
going
don't
to
know
be
what a
getting
scone is.
You need to drink more tea, mate.
My American ignorance.
Yeah. So I completely agree. Wait till the year, the next year. And then, as I said, just for reference, I'm picking on Bo Nickel for this year, but also I mentioned the other hot prospect rookie was Aaron Blanchfield. Her rookie silver prism back in release in April, May was a $20 card just for the raw. It's now a $4 card. And Aaron Blanchfield
Wow, that's
has only
crazy.
she's only won since then. She hasn't lost or anything. So
That's the
yeah.
perfect example. Thank you for bringing the card ladder data, because that application makes it so easy for you to look at everything. So I really appreciate you doing that. We completely agree on this one, which I'm happy. We had a disagree last week. This week we agree. Like, I love that you mentioned the rookie that loses, because I think that is a perfect buying opportunity, especially when people are so young in the sport. like, for example, Tatsuro Taira, Raul Rosas Jr. These are people that are going to continue to build up their skills and continue to, potentially rise up the ranks if you believe in them and their skills. So that's a perfect buying opportunity. I have completely kind of shifted my thought process with rookies within the past like 2 years. And initially, I was trying to go after people immediately. And like you're saying, we've seen it for 2 years of data with Panini now. Like that just it's just not really going to work. The only way that it is going to work is if you find people that are so unknown that their prices are like rock bottom. And I was pretty disciplined. I stuck to my plan this year. And really, the only guy that I got was Renat, and I got a lot of him. And he had that draw like a week ago. And I would assume that I bought in so low that his pricing is probably not going to move that much from where I bought it. I'm probably either the same or I'm slightly green. So I think that is the only time that you should buy into rookies their rookie year. Other than that, exactly everything that Damian said. Wait for the next release product. People are their eyes are going to move to the next year's rookies. The liquidity and the pricing should slowly drop, which will give you good buying opportunities. And if they don't pan out, you haven't invested anything in them. So yes, awesome. Agree for that
You've
one.
got to agree. Yeah. No, as you said, like the only other thing I'd like to add on to it is, of course, there is room. Like as I just mentioned with the Bo Nickel Silver Prism, it was a $30 to $100 car raw like value, and then if you get it to a PSA 10, you're doubling your money. But that's a completely different game in itself. So
Gamble, man.
And people who are gambling on being first to market, like paying that initial high price for the raw card to be the first to market with a PSA graded card. I mean, as I said, that's a completely different thing, but that could be the only reason why I see people would be buying into the hype. But yeah, completely agree. Because as you said, Raul Rosas was a perfect example as well. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't upon release, it was just before release of his Prism. He actually lost. That was when he lost to, who did he lose to?
No, he lost shortly after. It was like
Christian,
2 months. Was it Guzman?
yeah. No, he lost to was it Christian Rodriguez or someone like that? Oh God, the name's escaping me now. But yeah, as I said, people were so big on him, and then one loss after one loss, like which, as we just said, was around product release, like just crushed him for that initial part. So yeah, definitely, yeah, we both agree. You want to hold out at least to the next year because you either believe in the rookie or you don't. So
yep, let them prove themselves a little bit. Okay, our next segment, the controversial trash sell hold segment. Insert awesome graphic I made. Okay, so this one was, all of these are around the same price point, and I kind of wanted to do that so we can eliminate price kind of being a factor for these.
Yeah.
As far as picking, this was extremely hard, and I was trying to make it really tough on you and me as well, so we'd really kind of have to think about this. So the three cards that we have this week are the 2021 Immaculate Collections Yuri RPA PSA 9, and this was before Yuri lost, so I understand that the experiment is not necessarily as relevant as it was before this. Our next card is the 2013 Topps Dana White and Ronda Rousey Thaws with the Boss Dual Auto PSA 9. And the last card is the 2022 Topps Izzy Inception Blue Auto of 25 PSA 9. Damian, what are you going to trash, sell, and hold?
Well, there's two here that are really difficult to choose between, to be honest. There's one that is an easy trash for me. I hope it's not as controversial as the gold GSP as last time, but it's an easy decision trash for me because I'm not invested in him. I like him as a fighter. I think he's I love the whole warrior spirit that Yuri Prochazka represents. But other than that, I don't really like Yuri Prochazka. I don't believe in him as a fighter in the light heavyweight division. He's got skills, but he's also, what has he had, 3 or 4 fights now? He had 2 wins, and then he had the title.
Yeah.
So he's not even that really proven, to be completely honest. He obviously this is even if he had a 1, I think there's a lot of talented light heavyweight fighters that are going to give him a lot of problems anyway. So I don't really believe in him long term for being in the top 3 of that light heavyweight division. And then, as I said, I just don't really care for him too much, even though I think
Okay.
he's obviously right. So I'm going to
So we're trashing the jury.
trash in the Yeri. I hope he doesn't come after me now with like one eye patch on and a samurai
Yeah,
sword or something.
exactly.
And then these next two, this is where you really got to crunch time, and it gets really tough. But I'm gonna. It's hard too because one hand, like I'm not like saying I'm PCing Izzy, but I've just been buying a lot of Izzy cards, and a lot of his designs I think are really cool. And the more that Izzy loses, the more I like him, which is strange. But like, and that we've talked about an Inception Auto before. They are really beautiful looking cards.
Hmm.
And it is his first on card auto. They're on card autos as well. But then you have the Dana White thoughts from the boss, and him and like obviously Ronda have a super special relationship. Ronda Rousey was the Conor McGregor for the UFC before Conor McGregor. She's now obviously doing a thing. I would love to have that crystal ball that you dropped, mate. I wish it was
Yeah.
back from the shop because I would
Yeah.
love to know, are we going to see Ronda fight again in the UFC? I sort of have this little thing. Like, is she going to come back? If she come back, that would be a card you would love to have. I'm going to sell. They're sticker autos, right? The
Yep.
thoughts from the boss,
I
Jaw.
believe
Yeah,
so.
this is purely because as I said, like I don't know where Izzy's career is going to go after this. I was so high on him career wise. The more he loses, the more I like him, which is very, very strange. But I really love that card. It's very aesthetically beautiful. As you said, it's numbered to 25 on card auto, first auto for one of the best champions I think the UFC have ever had, even regardless of his previous performance. I'm going to keep the Izzy and I'm going to sell the dual on card sticker autos, even though I think that's a really cool card as well. But I'm going to sell that UFC 300 when Ronda makes a comeback. There you go.
Nice,
Hot
man.
take. What do you
Yeah,
got?
awesome.
What
Um, so again, obviously, I'm afraid I'm gonna get absolutely flamed as well. This is a really tough exercise, y'all.
can't be any worse. Can't be any worse than me throwing GSP in the bin. So you're safe, mate. It's all good. You're still
Okay.
loved. Of the
Okay.
two here, you're still the loved one.
I appreciate that. Okay, so here's what I'm going with, right? And this is purely on just kind of like what what I collect and what I like. So this is an opinion piece, 100%. There's not much logic in this because I chose two people that I really like to watch fight and that I have really enjoyed watching their career. And I'm gonna trash one of the pioneer of women's MMA and the face of the UFC. That's crazy to say that sentence, but I am gonna trash that card. I have Dana White's rookie auto or rookie card that I really like. So I don't necessarily want another Dana White card. And I'm not really a huge fan of Ronda Rousey. I understand she was a pioneer for the sport, but just from like a X's and O's, she was so one-dimensional in her wins, and she fought at a time when there was almost no competition. And as soon as she encountered competition, she lost. So not to trash her legacy, but like I kind of just don't want that card. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it's all personal opinion. So
Yeah, it's an opinion piece, guys.
yeah.
For the sell, I really have enjoyed Yuri's run. So Yuri makes the cut for me. He did just lose. I think I would have had the same answer here, regardless if he won or lost. I really like that card visually. It's an immaculate. This one is an on-card auto. I think he has two rookie autos. One is a sticker, one's on card. This one's on card. It's a cool image. Um, really, I'd like to keep both of these. These are two cards that eventually I might want to PC and have them in the display case. So we'll kind of see what happens with Yuri within the next year or two. I'm selling the Yuri, but it is a beautiful card. And I'm gonna keep the Izzy. I think we were the same on this one. It's an absolutely great image. And I really hope we get this from Topps in the future. The Inception cards are really nice. You got the geometric designs, all the parallels are nice. The blue, the white, the red, they all look good. Like you said, it's an on card. It's a cool image. It's a vertical card. Just a lot of things going right, in my opinion, with that card. And I do collect Izzy. I have his gold rookie in a PSA 10. That's crazy. Uh, and
We didn't talk about this. Yeah.
I think the first auto would be a great one to add to the collection to put up there. So I agree with you. I'm going to hold long-term to Izzy. I think he's had an amazing run, regardless of what he does in the future. I think he's cemented himself as a face that will be remembered throughout history. And yeah, man, I'm glad we kind of agreed on that a little bit today as well.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I just thought of another reason why I would be selling the Ronda, because I have some Amanda Nunes PC cards in my PC, and there's no
Yeah.
way those Nunes cards would allow
Yeah.
for me to have a Ronda card in the PC. So
Nope.
that would be kicking it out anyway. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, no, we completely agree that Inception Auto, as you said, it's beautiful cards. And in my opinion, I think they're the right way that the color blast should be. Like, you could see a little bit of like inspiration for the color blast from
Yeah.
those original Inception cards. And like, obviously, as like I've, you know, I spoke about this before. Any chance I can get, I'm shitting on color blast.
Yeah, man,
But
look at
yeah,
you
no,
go.
like, yeah. In the Inception cards are like how a color blast, in my opinion, should be. And then they're such beautiful designs. Plus the on-card auto. Yeah, we're in complete agreement again here. This is too easy this week, mate.
It's too easy,
Just
man.
yeah.
We're just throwing up lobs and getting dunked right and left.
A Pip and the Jordan over here for
Yeah,
sure.
right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming, man. This was another great talk. This will be dropping on that was dumb. This is dropping on my channel, obviously, because the video's up on my channel. But next week it'll be up on Damian's channel. If you
Yeah.
haven't, go like and subscribe to Damian at UFC Card Talk. I'll put his Instagram and his YouTube in the description. Yeah, thanks for having another talk with me, man. This is great.
Easy done, mate. And yeah, as I said, we'll be with the next one will be leading into the 190s, no, 297, 290,
297, yep.
January pad. Yeah, so that'll be obviously removed. Whether it's before or after Christmas, obviously we'll work that out. But yeah, guys, thanks for having me, Zach. And same thing, guys. Write down in the comments. We want to get to answer some of your questions for the next episode, so we can do that at the back end of the show. So if you've got some questions for us, because we're going to be here regardless, so you may as well ask us something. So
Yep, we're here in front of the display cases.
yeah. But yeah, no, thanks, Zach, mate. I look forward to the next one.
All right, y'all.